we're also thinking about esports, because esports is a very important part of the games industry everywhere, and particularly in China. And so when we think about a whole industry of esports built around these competitive games, and how some of the young people aspire to be professional esports gamers, if they're not able to practice while they're under 18, it might cause them to be, less in favor of following that path for perhaps just either amateur behavior or a professional career as a gamer.
Lisa, let me ask you a different question, and it's one about how effective ultimately the authorities' crackdown is going to be. As you look at China, it's never quite what it seems, and the young people in China are incredibly resourceful, incredibly tech savvy. They understand how you get away with skirting the restrictions, and they also understand how you use VPN technology to play Western video games. So even as the authorities make this bold statement about the restriction of hours, in real terms, are they actually going to be able to stop Chinese youth from getting access to these games and playing these games? And ultimately, is that why we're seeing the equity market reaction a little mixed after the initial big declines?
Yeah, there's a lot to that. I think that it's true that the gamers can make their way around a lot of these regulations, and it's important to note that it's not a law. But even with the use of Steam International in China, the gamers in China can play games from anywhere. And there is Steam China with far fewer games approved for that particular platform, but Steam International is still widely played by Chinese gamers. Games, hundreds and 500 or more games, thousands of games. And we can see how popular they are by the usage patterns in China. And I think parents themselves might say, we're not going to force you to adhere to this rule. We'd like you to play Minecraft during the day, or we'd like you to do something else. Or I've been thinking about the younger children, 5, 6, 7 years old. They're probably not even up at 8 p.m. to play an hour of gaming. Maybe they wanted to play some sort of game during the day. And so there will be an interesting approach, I think, by some parents who are more open to the use of technology than others, or the use of games. It sort of depends household by household, I imagine. But overall, I think the government is making a strong point, saying that we would really like these young people to be spending less time on games and more time on, schoolwork or other activities. And ultimately, since it won't be impacting the revenue of the game companies all that much, at least in the near term, that's probably why there was that mix in the market that you recognized.